Hello and welcome to the interview here on France 24. My guest today is the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Mrs. Sheikh Hasina. Thank you very much for being on the show.
You're welcome.
I want to begin with a crisis that has captured the attention of the world, the crisis with Myanmar, especially with the Rohingya minority. I believe there are over 1 million Rohingya now in your country, many of them stranded at the border in very difficult conditions. There have been accusations that they've been victims of ethnic cleansing. Some have called it genocide. How would you describe what happened to them?
Well, as you know that definitely it's a big crisis, and what happened in Myanmar is most unexpected because there is an atrocity. They kill people, rape girls, they burned houses. So many things happen there, and all the people, over 1 million people already entered in our country. The influx is continuing, still it is continuing. So for Bangladesh, you know, country of 160 million people, so another about 1 million, that definitely create problem. It's a big crisis, but on humanitarian ground, we have to give them shelter. We cannot just push them back and we cannot put them in a distress. So that's why we just allow them to enter our country. But in one way, what we found that people from all walks of life, they are supporting, and also the world community, they are supporting Bangladesh, and everybody now is putting pressure on Myanmar to take them back.
Right, I'll get back to that, but you've described crimes. Would you describe this as a genocide?
Well, some people say genocide, some people say ethnic cleansing.
What do you say?
So, in many people, they, according to their opinion, they are they are giving this crisis in different names. But what I feel, as Bangladesh is the next door neighbor. What we feel that is a big atrocity done by the Myanmar government and the military, which is really unacceptable. Well, I don't want to give any definition, but what happened there, we cannot accept it.
So, talking about a solution, on November the 23rd, your government and Myanmar's government signed an agreement to repatriate the latest wave of refugees. There's supposed to be a working group and a 2-month deadline. But many people are saying this is a very, very fuzzy deal. There are no details, and some are quite worried. Can you tell us about whether this deal will be implemented and that it will respect international humanitarian law?
Well, you see, because the problem, it is in our next door neighbor, we try to discuss with them bilaterally or multilaterally. But bilaterally, we have started our dialogue. Our minister, the Home Minister, he visited the country and discussed with them. Then my Foreign Minister, he visited and he signed the agreement. When they sign agreement and agree that they will take them back, definitely we trust them that sure they should take them back. So I am optimistic. But thing is the how and when they will start. In this agreement, they agreed that within 2 months they will start the repatriation, and we agreed that we will constitute a joint committee, and that committee will work on it. So the process is going on. So it is too early to make any comment about whether it is not acceptable or not pragmatic or not. I mean, I think we shouldn't make any comment on it, but we are discussing with them and we hope that they will take them back. The process will start.
But the question is, what do they do? I mean, you just described what they did to them, chasing them to Bangladesh. So the big question is, if the same military, the same government is taking them back, will they commit atrocities against them? I mean, have you asked for some guarantees?
Well, definitely, yes, because the discussion we had with them, they agree that they will give shelter and they will make all the arrangements for their safety security. So, what I feel that, yes, international community and all the organization, they should keep an eye on them and also
Put pressure maybe on them?
The pressure, it is very, very important. It's very important, and you know that your president, Marcos, he also mentioned about this atrocity as ethnic cleansing, and in UNGA, and the Security Council holding the meeting and putting pressure on Myanmar. And also we have taken another step that all the countries, those who have border with Myanmar, the 5 countries, our foreign minister took an initiative to talk to them. We are discussing with them that, I mean, all this border country, we are working together.
So do you think this pressure is beginning to work, that the Myanmar authorities are now realizing that they're very isolated?
Exactly, exactly. Well, now at least they are responding. That is a, I mean, very positive thing you can say.
Okay, I want to get to the issue of terrorism. In the last few days, Bangladesh was in the news in some way because someone from Bangladeshi origin tried to detonate a bomb in the New York City subway. I know there have been investigations in Bangladesh about him, maybe his ties. Your government has been fighting terrorism for years. Can you tell us if there is any evidence that he had ties with some groups or that he is a self-radicalized person who did so on the internet in the US?
Those who indulge in terrorist activities, they are terrorists. They have no border, no religion, nothing. Because well, what they are doing, it is not acceptable. In our country, we already declare zero tolerance to terrorism, and all our law enforcing agencies, intelligence agencies, everybody is working against it. And I can tell you that we have taken many steps to combat all these terrorist activities. We never support any terrorist activities. Now, the point is, from where these people getting money, that should be find out. How they get all the weapons or bomb or what is their source. And what I feel that everybody should be alert and united against these terrorist activities.
Right. I want to get to the last issue. There was a summit here in Paris about climate change. Climate change might be theoretical for many Westerners, but for Bangladesh, clearly climate change has a direct effect on your population because of your geography. And the French president said, we're losing the battle against climate change. We need to act urgently. Do you urge the world to get its act together, to finally deal with climate change, to finance the fight against climate change?
Definitely. You know, Bangladesh, we are not amateur. We are not responsible for climate change.
But you're paying the price.
But yes, Bangladesh is the victim, going to be victim. We supported Paris Agreement, and also Bangladesh, we have taken steps. We have the adaptation and mitigation program. Then we already, with our own budget, we have created a trust fund, and we have adopted about 130 steps, programs for just how to save our people. Well, we received some support from European country and Great Britain, or some of them, but it is very insignificant support. But I really appreciate the President of France, the initiative he has taken, and he organized this meeting. It is very, very important. And now I am really hopeful that the agreement we accepted, it should be implemented. But there are some, well, one country, I don't know.
United States.
Actually, United States at one stage, it's my experience, especially in the COP15, that they were really the initiator. I found them very serious about it, because I was the member of the group. There was a group 25. So this core group, I was present in the meeting. I found them, they are so serious about it, but suddenly, why they withdraw themselves, the US, I don't understand. But one good thing happened in this summit. Almost the whole world is united except USA. But I feel that from this summit, some positive thing is indicating. So we are hopeful that Bangladesh, well, because of our geographical location, we become more vulnerable. But we have taken our own steps, all this mitigation program, and also
Sheikh Hasina, Prime Minister of Bangladesh. That's all we have time for. Thank you very much for being our guest today, and thank you very much for watching this interview on France 24.